Okay, time for another hotel breakfast.
Performed the Beatles' classic "Hello Goodbye" to cap off his final episode. CBS announced this October the premiere paving a clear path for those who might feel alienated to say, "Come follow me. I'm going to show you the path. I'm going to keep walking on the path that makes Alberta stronger while working within Canada."
Okay, so it is almost 9 o'clock. I just checked out of my motel. Um, it was an alright motel. Like, the red carpet really threw me off. If they just pulled that out, it'd be just fine. And the breakfast was good. Yeah, a ton of people were at that breakfast spot. But anyhow, 3-hour drive to Bear Cove Park in Port Hardy. Okay, so I've still have an hour and a half on the drive. I pulled off here at a rest stop because my bladder's about to explode. Here's the rest stop. Like, it's a pretty drive. It's a long drive, but it's a pretty drive. It seems like a lot of it is actually managed forest for, like, logging and all that. And then right now I'm in a radio dead zone. Also no cell service either. So haven't had a radio station for about like 30, 40 minutes. And then in the middle of that, I saw someone biking along the side of the highway. It's got to be like a 3-hour bike to anywhere where I saw him. So that was crazy. But anyhow, gonna take a pee and then continue on. Okay, so here I am at the Port Hardy Mall, Thunderbird Mall. I was supposed to go to the trail for the plane crash site, but I'm so hungry right now. I'm getting the hunger headaches again. My butt also hurts and my shoulders are stiff, so I feel like if I went to the trail right away, it's just setting myself up for failure. Yeah, so I think there isn't really much choices right now because like half of everything's closed. It's like you got a choice between a grill and a Mexican place. I think I'm gonna go to the grill. Okay, so here we are at Sporty Bar and Grill. The parking lot seems pretty packed, so I'm not sure if they're gonna have space at the moment. We'll see. Or it could be just part of the motel. Is that a motel? Okay, so this place is actually seems really popular. Um, there's a lot of people here, but it's like huge. Essentially 3 rooms. So there's a lot of empty seats, but there's a lot of people here still. So Sandwich is actually surprisingly light, but easy to bite through the beef. The jus has good flavor without being too salty. Same with the gravy. I mean, it's standard pub food. Not bad. Okay, I was on my way back to the boat launch after eating. And I remember there's a sign on the way. Look at this. That's like one of those windmill propellers. Okay, I didn't bring my tripod out, but let's see if I can get a shot to see how big this is. Let's see if that worked. Okay, so here I am at Bear Cove Park. Decided to park here instead of the boat launch, even though the boat launch is like a few meters closer. But this seems like a nicer place to park. It's like wide open too. Nobody else, barely anyone else here. Okay, so to get to the trail, you gotta walk down the road towards the ferry. And then there should be a sign somewhere. Okay, yeah, so about 100 meters in, and I believe, oh my God. No, I knew it was gonna be all uphill, but it shouldn't be all stairs like at Ammonite Falls, and I brought twice as much water this time. Okay, so the pavement ended quite a bit ago, and I don't see any, there wasn't a fork. So where the trail is supposed to be, so I'm just gonna keep going up, I guess. It's supposed to be the fork. It said it's supposed to be paved though on the website. Okay, that's just a bunch of netting. Okay, yeah, so the trail, this is the start of the trail right here. Oh yeah, that part's paved. Huh, that's interesting. Am I still in the right area? Explosive magazine, no smoking, no ignitions. It's probably those storage bins up there. Okay, this is just a dead end. I may have gone up the wrong road, but yeah, this ain't it. Okay, this seems a little sketchy, but it kind of does branch off into here. It's just super overgrown and there's no signage. But it's a gravel road, or a gravel trail. It's a pretty obvious trail. It's just overgrown. Okay, yeah. This looks like it. So, not sure if this shows it, but it's like a steep 30, 40 degrees, it feels like it. Definitely climbing a mountain now. Okay, I'm hoping this orange ribbons are supposed to be trail markers and not like cut this tree down. It makes more sense as a trail marker though. I'm kind of small and I gotta duck under a lot of these branches, so taller folks are gonna be smashing their faces. Okay, this is the tightest passage so far, and you can kind of see the outside. Okay, that was just a bee. Yeah, the brushes just get super tight here. Oh, please don't be any ticks. What is this? Okay, gotta jump over this, I guess. Okay, now there's 2 markers. Oh, that's just a dead end. Okay, orange. Can't go wrong with orange. Wonder what that made that. Oh shit, uphill. Yeah, it's just tight uphill pathways with stairs made from tree roots. And we're back on gravel. And I'm back on the uphill. I don't think this trail's made for big folks. Whew. And a clearing. Orange marker. Okay, it's about 20 minutes in since the start of the trail, not from the parking lot. A little bit of water. It's hot. Like, from the parking lot, the weather would have been perfect for hiking because it was warm, but then the wind made it a little bit cooler. Here it's just hot, even in the tree cover. When you get out to the clearings, you get like a breeze of wind, which is nice though. But within the trees, it's like hot, hot. It's like going through a jungle. It's like every now and then you come across something like this where it looks like the trees have been cleared. Some of it kind of looks like it was cut down. Others looks like it fell on its own. Kind of wonder what cleared all the trees in this area. Obviously near the path. Someone cut that down, but yeah, this is like mostly all clear up here. Okay, we see signs of human life here. The one on the your left is my boot print. The one on the right is someone else's. So going along the right path. Okay, so this is a downhill with a bunch of tree roots. This is not for the weak of ankles. Ooh, Jesus. And yeah, more boot prints. And it's muddy in like random spots, but the website I looked up on this on says, oh God, that's all mud. Oh no, can easily bypass it. Oh jeez. Okay, one thing that's surprising is that even though there's no signage other than an orange ribbon or marker every now and then, the trails are, not trails, the trail is pretty easy to find. Oh my God. I'm gonna have to put away my camera for this one. Okay, I made it. I wouldn't say it's hard to go down, but you definitely have to plan your steps ahead of time. Like, take a minute at the top and figure out which way you're gonna go down and commit to that, because if you slip, it won't be pretty. And it's downhill from here, hopefully. Okay, and right here it's just a sheer drop, no rope. There's a rope down there. Okay, that's gonna be a pain in the butt to climb up after you're all tired. Okay, so rope here, we're here. Need to go all the way down and then back up. I'm gonna need to put my camera away again. Okay, I made it. But it is getting super annoying putting my camera away and then taking it back out. I don't think I'm gonna film again until I hit the crash site. Okay, so I made it, and it looks like someone else beat me to it. But this is the overhead shot of the memorial. Okay, so here's the memorial. Plane crashed when it overshot the Port Hardy airport, and they ran out of fuel and crashed. Pilot Talbot and pilot Wardlaw died, while Sergeant Moss survived. And looks like some people left some offerings there. Some poppies. And then the trail does branch off over there. That's where I came from. But the trail's a straight line, so if you parked by Bear Cove Park, I think, you have to go back to where you came from, or else you're going to end up on the other side. And it does branch off to the front of the plane as well. Or no, the back of the plane. There's the back. You can climb in there. I'm not going to climb in there because it's just a scrape waiting to happen, and then you're going to need a tetanus shot. Or I'm going to need a tetanus shot. This is tetanus in the making. Okay, I'm going to head back, and I'll probably not film the way back because, again, it's going to be annoying. Okay, I actually forgot to say, it only took me 35 minutes, almost 40 minutes to get here. It's not that hard, even compared to Ammonite Falls, which was just all stairs up and down. It's just slippery in some parts, and then you have that rope. I wouldn't do this trail if it just rained. But yeah, 2 hours seems about right. Hour 40 minutes. You also have to be careful because there's a lot of metal laying around here. It is a crash site. So, okay, I made it out alive. Spent about an hour and 30 minutes, hour and a half on the trail itself. But then it's also 10 to 15 minutes of it was spent at the plane site, or plane memorial. So coming back was definitely more of an ankle breaker than going to. It seemed like the flow of the trail was going to the crash site, which is fine. It's not like where it's going to is in a convenient spot, but yeah, not too bad. Oh, I'm not sure if I said already, but even though there's no signage to find the trail itself, once you're on the trail, it's surprisingly easy to follow. There's 2 or 3 spots where someone could get turned around, but as long as you look up and see the ribbons on the trees, nearby trees, you're good to go. And if you look down, you can follow the trail easily because everything else around the trail is so overgrown. Okay, so here's the boat launch and kayak launch. There actually isn't any parking here. The only parking is at the Bear Cove Park where I parked, so good thing I didn't check, but and I think across the water there, that's actual Port Hardy. Not sure what that is. Okay, so when I was looking for accommodations, Port Hardy is actually really expensive. I couldn't find any $100 specials within the town itself. It was usually around $150 to $200 at the cheapest at Port Hardy itself. But I managed to find a place called Airport Inn which is obviously close to the Port Hardy Airport. But it's about a 15-minute drive from the town, which isn't bad. So let's take a look here. Okay, so I had a bit of an awkward moment there. So what happened was I got here at 4:20. Oh, here's a tour of the room. It's actually pretty good. It's pretty nifty for $100 special, and it comes with free breakfast. Like all these Up Island $100 specials come with free breakfast. The floor is clean. It's just old, and it looks like they patched the bathtub. But is that fully patched? It's like a black spot. Okay, yeah, that's patched. But and double beds. I don't know. The single beds were more expensive for some reason than the double bed, at least on Expedia. And then you can exit through the balcony. Balcony, yes. So I don't even have to go through the front, because going through the front you have to go through like 3 different hallways. But anyhow, I got here at 4:20, and then they tell me how to get to my room. I get to my room through the maze of balconies, and it wasn't made. Like, all the bedding was just on the beds, and there was nothing on the table. Garbage can wasn't made. I didn't check the bathroom, but I went back, told the guy at the front, who's actually really nice, the guy at the front. I told him, yeah, my room's not made up. And then he gave this look like, not again. And then it's like, is so-and-so housekeeper still working? And then you look on the cameras in the hallway, it's like, yeah, she's still working. It's like, so then two people, actually supposed to be 2 people, but only one person came. They made up the room in like 15-20 minutes. So yeah, I was just sitting outside for that amount of time. Anyhow, I'm gonna take a shower, get ready, and then drive back into town. Okay, so I'm getting ready to go back into town, and I just realized if I leave through the balcony, I have no way of walking the balcony from the outside. So I'm gonna have to walk all the way around. Okay, well, I guess it's a tour of the main part of the motel. And look at this old school key. It doesn't go in the top, it goes in the bottom. I accidentally pressed the lens release button, but I could probably leave through here and be shorter, but I'll go through the main lobby. Okay, just a quick stop here at Avalon Adventist Christian Academy. This is the reason why I came to Port Hardy some 20 years ago. It was for a volleyball tournament. It looks really small from the outside, but they have a gym that can accommodate like 4 volleyball games going on at the same time. So back in elementary school, my teacher drove us from Victoria all the way to Port Hardy almost in one shot. There's like 2 stops, I think. And yeah. And yeah, it was for an elementary school volleyball tournament. There was like 10, 11 other schools, maybe 12. It was pretty big. Okay, so I'm here at their downtown, I think. Well, they call it Market Street. It's almost 6 o'clock, so everything's probably gonna be closed, but we'll walk down here to Carrot Park, I think that's what it's called. So it looks like a cool thing they're doing is putting banners of all the secondary school graduates on the light posts. Oh, why is it so shaky? Like right there. That's pretty cool. Small town. Okay, so they even got a tattoo place here. Well, from what I noticed, oh, and there's where I ate, the Bar and Grill. From what I noticed, this town is actually pretty young. There's like, when I say pretty young, I mean like there's a lot of young people. It doesn't seem like a retirement town. Super convenience. But I'm probably not, maybe I am, maybe I'm not in the downtown area. Okay, I went in the super convenience and I'm trying to buy this Kit Kat ice cream and there's literally nobody here. It said it was open. What? Okay, so I managed to get my ice cream. The next employee who like came in, he said he was like on in 6 minutes, but he rang me up anyways. But what the heck happened to the employee who was supposed to be on shift right then? I don't think I was on the downtown because all the shops just ended. And I'm pretty sure like this place is bigger than Chemainus, and the Chemainus downtown was way bigger. There's a park, visitor center. Okay. So it says Rotary Park, but I think it's supposed to eventually turn into Carrot Park. And there's like a Shinto gate here.
Like, it seems like in a lot of these small northern island towns, the Japanese community made a pretty big impact. But after World War II, they obviously just like left and went somewhere else. But yeah, the towns kind of keep some of that influence. You know what? I think I overshot the park. It's probably over there. Okay, so going back on old Google Photos, this is where the carrot monument's supposed to be. And that's a veteran monument. So the carrot monument, I think it was supposed to be related to something about the British Columbian government holding a carrot over Port Hardy's head about building or improving the highway. And when I drove in here, the highway is actually really nice. So I guess they got their highway and they removed the carrot. Okay, I'm back. It's about 6:40. Yeah, it just didn't seem like anything's open except restaurants. And again, I'm not really hungry. But let me show you something. I've been in like fancy schmancy hotels that are way, ignore the stuff in the corner. I've been in fancy schmancy hotels that are way less stocked. So you got cups, you got lotion, shower gel, mouthwash, you got wipes, bar soaps. I already used it, but there's shampoo and conditioner in the corner, more bar soaps, and you got body wash up there. It's like, why? But I ain't complaining about choices. Okay, when I said I wasn't hungry, I wasn't hungry when I said I wasn't hungry, but then I sat down and then I became hungry. So I got chicken tikka, pudding. What is this for? I think the sauce is for the chicken, and I got some masala chai tea. Oh my god, I just realized they didn't give me any cutlery. I mean, it is the restaurant attached to the motel. I could just go back, but guess what I got? Bought these last year in Tofino when I got tired of always having to ask for cutlery buying food at the grocery store. Okay, so first few bites, chicken, nice and tender and spiced. That's like a mix of cabbage and raw onion. Just why? But okay, whatever. That green sauce, a little weird. I think it clashes with the chicken tikka. The not bread, rice pudding. It's just the right amount of sweetness with soft rice and crunchy almonds. The tea is a bit disappointing. It's so mild that it's practically just sweetened milk. Milk with sugar. So, I think for tomorrow, like, the breakfast starts a little later at 8. I didn't really see much of the town, and I'm probably never going to come back to Port... never say never, but, like, probably not going to come back to Port Hardy in, like, a decade, at least. So I think I'm going to stay until 10 o'clock when everything opens in the town. And then drive down to Port Alice. And then head to Campbell River, because I'm staying in Campbell River for 2 days, so I can kind of spend more time up here. Anyhow, I'm gonna finish this and go to bed.